There's a lot of hype around foldable gadgets right now, with Samsung and others just months away from launching their first foldy phones. But a smaller flexible display company called Royole, not a typo, is getting ahead of them with the FlexPi, also not a typo. It's one of the few really interesting phones of CES because it gives us a very early glimpse of one of the year's big smartphone trends. Early is probably the most generous adjective for what Royole is showing here. More accurately, it's a hot mess. The hardware is thick and bulky, and the software is pretty janktastic as well. Royole says the FlexPi will be gone on sale in China first, hence the Chinese software on this demo model. This thing is supposed to be both a smartphone and a tablet, fulfilling the promise we've seen in concept videos for most of the past decade. Unfurl it for a 7.8-inch tablet-sized display, fold it up for a more pocketable phone-sized experience. In reality, what Royole has built is a demonstration of just how hard a good foldable phone is going to be to build, because this is not a good phone or a good tablet. Instead, it's a worst-case scenario for all the compromises of a foldable hybrid gadget. To start with, the FlexPi is big, plasticky, and sports enormous bezels, especially on the sides around its camera module. The screen is fairly chintzy-feeling plastic, because of course glass doesn't bend, and the hinge is rubberized in stark contrast to the glossy edges of the frame. Next, this device, or at least the demo models here at CES, don't fully flatten out, and it feels mushy as a result. There's a slight curve to the display even when it's fully opened out, so there's that. And when it's folded in on itself with the aid of very strong magnets, it's going to feel incredibly awkward to pocket compared to a standard 5 to 6 inch phone. And then there's the software. Oh boy, where to start with the software. It's running Android 9 Pie with what Royole is calling WaterOS. It's a lightly skinned version of Android like you might find on any other Chinese phone, packed to the gills with bundled apps. It's designed to adapt both the OS and the apps as the device moves between phone and tablet modes, which it does poorly. That transition between folded and open is key to the FlexPi's main selling point, and it's just such a mess right now. The device gets easily confused as it switches between opened and closed, often not knowing which side of the folded screen is supposed to be in use, and muddling the distinction between landscape and portrait as well. Even for very early software, it's a shockingly janky experience that probably would drive me mad in short order if I was to use this as my daily driver. For what it's worth though, the spec sheet is your standard 2019 fare: Snapdragon 855, 6 or 8 gigs of RAM, 128 or 256 gigs of storage, plus a 3970mAh battery. That dual camera array combines 16 plus 20 megapixel sensors behind f1.8 lenses, and it seemed to work okay for a quick few selfies in the mixed light at Royole's booth here at CES. So there's plenty of power on board, even though the software here feels slapdash and just generally unoptimized. If you want a 7.8-inch tablet that can fold in half to just about fit in a pocket, well, this shows the potential of that idea, but also the immense technical hurdles that have kept Samsung busy for the past several years. The Royole FlexPi perfectly demonstrates how foldable tech just isn't there yet, and how, instead of getting the best of both a phone and a tablet, you're actually just getting a device that's bad at being both of those two things. That's it for now. Subscribe for coverage of more, hopefully better foldable phones later in 2019. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.